Last night, the Carolina Hurricanes were able to get a 3-1 win and take a 3-2 series lead over the New York Rangers. How did it happen? How can they continue this heading into Game 6? Find out in today's episode of Locked On Hurricanes.
You're Locked On Hurricanes, your daily podcast on the Carolina Hurricanes. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hey there, Caniacs. I'm your host, Jared Ellis, and you're listening to Locked On Hurricanes on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I'd like to thank you for making Locked On Hurricanes your first listen of this Friday afternoon. And as always, follow Locked On Hurricanes on Twitter and Instagram at LO_Hurricanes, myself on Twitter at JaredEllis_96, and subscribe to the show on YouTube. And last night, the Carolina Hurricanes picked up the win in Game 5 against the New York Rangers. This was a much needed win. They had seemingly lost all momentum after two pretty crap games up in New York, where the Rangers were really able to regain some momentum in this series. And they needed to win this game big time. I said in yesterday's episode that I felt that if the New York Rangers won Game 5, that they were winning the series because of how poorly the Hurricanes have played on the road. And thankfully, in last night's game, our guys that we needed to step up did exactly that. I said in yesterday's episode as well that our top guys needed to step up and play like top guys, not only for Game 5, but Game 6, Game 7, conference final, cup final. That's what we needed if we're going to make a run. And we also needed the power play to show up. And that's what happened. And we got really lucky last night. We had Vincent Trocheck. He had a hell of a game last night. He was on fire, and he opened up the scoring for the Hurricanes. And he's a guy, like I said, we need him to really step up. And he did exactly that. And I think we got really lucky here. That third line, played really well. We also had, got some luck on our side as well. And as well as our top guys stepping up. New York had gotten a power play goal, and thankfully Rod Brind'amour elected to use his coach's challenge for that, and it got called back. Game stayed tied at 1, and that was really big, and that very well ended up kind of making the difference of the game. Because it seemed like, all right, New York was getting some momentum on their side at that point. And, that was 2 straight goals for them, one of them being a power play goal, and just how good their power play has been. And against us, especially in New York. So for that to get called back, I feel that really brought down the energy of the Rangers, and that really affected them. Then we also had Teuvo Teravainen. He got a power play goal. And, that was something that I also said we needed Teuvo to step up, and we also need our power play to step up. And for them to finally get something going on the power play, that was really big. And, yes, it's great that got a power play goal in this game. That's awesome. That's what we need. But this is one of those things that, I said in, Game 7 against the Bruins with Max Domi that I didn't want that to just be a flash in the pan type thing. And it appears with Domi, I mean, there's still a lot of playoff hockey left to play. but yeah, he hasn't done anything since then. And I don't want that to be the case with this power play goal right here. I don't want this to just be a once in the blue moon type thing of now, oh, we got it here in game 5, and then for the next 5 games or whatever, we're not going to get another power play goal. I don't want it to be like that. I don't want it to be a flash in the pan, once in a blue moon type thing. I think that's going to be really, really big. And then we also had Andrei Svechnikov, him notching a goal, another guy that we needed to step it up. Show up on the score sheet. It's one thing to lay a few good hits and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, the team with the most goals wins the game. And you're one of our top guys, one of the centerpieces, one of the core pieces of this team. Need you to go down there and score some goals. Uh, and thankfully, he did that. His goal was an absolute beauty. All of the goals really tonight were absolutely amazing. A lot of folks talking about that Vincent Trocheck goal from that pass from Jordan Stahl. Absolutely beautiful. If you haven't seen that, go see it. And that fetch goal is really where the game got put away. And I think that was there. It just kind of killed everything that the Rangers had at that point, any hopes of making a comeback. And I really am glad that we got that win, because I was really, really worried heading into this game 5, because the Hurricanes, like I said, they've been such a Jekyll and Hyde team this postseason. It was something that I didn't know what to expect going into game 5. And now I don't know what to expect going into game 6 because of the nature of how they've been on the road. I feel that they can do it. It's just whether or not they do it. I think that's the big thing there, of just whether or not they are able to capitalize on this stuff that they're doing. And I think that Andrei Svechnikov made some really good points in his post-game press conference, and we'll hear that in just a few minutes right after this quick break. Our next product is Athletic Greens. So just what is Athletic Greens? Well, with one delicious scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day right. This blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. All of the things. And the importance of a multivitamin is, that tons of people take them, but so many people, they're just taking a bunch of pills. And with AG1, you're just taking one thing, and it is made with high quality ingredients that your body will actually absorb. AG1 is a small micro habit with big benefits. It's one thing you can do and every single day to take great care of yourself. Your subscription comes with a year's supply of vitamin D, which is important because in these winter months, it'll be here before we know it. You'll need to get that vitamin D that you can't get from the sunlight. And it'll cost you less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health, and it's cheaper than that cold brew habit. It's cheaper than getting all of those different supplements that I mentioned. You're investing in all-in-one nutritional insurance. So right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/NHL Network. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/NHL Network to take ownership of your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Now, as I mentioned, I did feel that Andrei Svechnikov made a lot of good points in his post-game press conference, ranging from him getting his goal, him or the Hurricanes getting the power play monkey off their back, and taking their game on the road, and we will do that right now.
Andrei, is that a little bit of weight off your shoulders to get one to go?
Yes or no, to be honest. Like I said, last game, I tried to go there every game and work hard, and I got regretted today, and that's perfect. Of course, a little bit relief, but it's going to be next day for me, going to be same. I'm going to work hard. So
Did the offside challenge make a difference for you guys, or did you feel good about your game the whole time?
yeah, I mean, it's huge. That would be what's 2-1. I think they would be up. I mean, it would be already different game, but it's helped us for sure. And whatever they said no, and all the guys like, let's go. And I think since that we start playing kind of our game.
People are making a big fuss about kind of at home versus on the road. You guys are winning at home, not on the road, but the games have been kind of tighter than this. Would you say this was kind of your most dominant game of the series?
Well, I would say short period we was dominate them, and I think we played our game, and we were just everywhere kind of, and I think we gotta just move that game to the next game, and I think we're gonna be successful from that.
What's the reaction when the power play finally breaks through on the bench?
Roddy always saying it's power play and penalty kill game kind of, and it was huge today, and boys was on fire for sure.
Tabo doesn't really get a lot of national credit, but how much do you guys appreciate him?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's such a high talent he got, and you can see it sometimes, but everyone knows in the locker room he got the high talent there, and from nowhere he can make a play. So that's great for us for sure.
This is like the oldest question now, but can you guys find a way to take this on the road?
Of course we can, and I think for me personally, I don't think like we lost on the road 5 games or 6 games. I don't know how many. I think just go there and work hard, and just play our game like I was saying, and we're going to be successful for sure. All right. Thank you, guys.
Now, Andrei did make a lot of the same points that I was making there in that first segment of him getting his goal, the power play getting a goal going. But one thing I really want to talk about is taking the game on the road. I keep saying that they just need to stick to their game, stick to what works for them. And it's given that's post game press conference, that's what they're gonna say. And so I do take a little bit of that with a grain of salt. Obviously, no slight against any athlete that says that kind of stuff, because that's what they're supposed to say. And obviously these guys know, okay, that's what they gotta do. But it's 6 losses, 5, 6 losses on the road now. And at what point do you get it going? I could, maybe, I could, the Boston series, those games there, especially games 3 and 4. I can get that. Okay. Boston's a team that's giving you a bunch of trouble in the playoffs. Then game 6, you do the same thing. Games 3 and 4 against the Rangers, you do the same thing. And at what point are you playing your game on the road? Because they look like such a different team whenever they're on the road. They do not look like the same team at all. They let the other team get in their head. I always, I've been going back to it all postseason. D'Angelo threw his stick at Marchand at the end of, I think, 4. Stuff like that, you cannot do that. Again, at what point do you start playing game on the road? Because you haven't yet. And, every game, game 3 against Boston, game 4, game 6, game 3 against the Rangers, game 4 against the Rangers, and now game 6 against the Rangers. At what point are we going to see them play their game on the road? I keep liking to think it's going to be this one, it's going to be this one, it's going to be this one, and then they go out and do the same stuff and just not show up. And again, it's one where it's hard to be confident now heading into these road games because of, again, just the Jekyll and Hyde nature that this team has shown this postseason. I don't know what to expect. I'd like to think that, okay, they're going to do their thing. They know that they got to. These guys are frustrated when it comes to playing on the road, and they know they got to. I know that it's just they need that something. That's something to just click on the road for them. They were such a good regular season team on the road. But in the playoffs, it's been the exact opposite. They are just on the road. And I don't know what it will take because at home they do it all right. Aside from taking some dumb penalties, they're doing it all right at home. They're perfect at home. So what is missing? That's the thing. I don't know. So many times, you can point to X, Y, Z, to get a team going on the road or at home, whatever it may be. But, of course, it'd be easy. Oh, offense needs to show up. Power play needs to show up. But I do feel it's more than that. Obviously, that needs to happen, of course. But it's just something intangible, I feel, when it comes to playing on the road this postseason. I don't know if they're in their own head, if they're trying too hard, or what it is. But they have really got to get it going. I've said it multiple times already that if they cannot win on the road, they will not get past Tampa Bay. And if they cannot get their power play going, they will not get past Tampa Bay. And I know, technically speaking, they could stay winless on the road and make it to the Stanley Cup final. They could. Whether or not they will is a different story. And, I said that I think they could maybe get past New York if they continue to do what they've been doing. Say this series goes 7 games. I think they could get past New York and stay winless on the road. But again, Tampa Bay is on a different level. Yeah, we finished better than them in the regular season, but playoff Tampa is different. Look at how they dominated the President's Trophy winner, Florida Panthers. Obviously, there's the President's Trophy curse and all that, but they really have dominated. And I think that, if we need to get it going, power play and on the road, if we're going to get past Tampa. Because, we also got to get past New York first. And a big part of that is going to be closing out this series at MSG. I think if they are able to do that, if they can get this first road playoff win. I think that will help them immensely from a mental standpoint, because I do think that, yes, I do feel it is a bit of an intangible type thing of getting them to win on the road. I feel at this point they're in their own head a bit about it. And if they can, very much like the power play, get that monkey off their back, I think that will benefit them greatly heading into the Tampa series. I think that will be great for them, honestly, because at that point, hey, we can do it. Going back to the end of the regular season, the adversity that they faced there with all the injuries and whatnot that was going on there, hey, you got it here in the playoffs. Heck, first round series with Antti Raanta going down, having Piotr come in there. You're able to overcome that adversity and that hurdle that was in front of you, or them, I guess in this case. They were able to overcome that, and now they got that. They've overcome it, and I think that'll be really, really beneficial for them. And I really, really do hope that they are able to overcome this. I think it's going to be really, really big for them to get this first road win. But there's still there's a lot going on with the Hurricanes, and not from a negative perspective, but I think taking a step back and just looking at the playoff, the regular season, everything that's going on, there's a lot to be thankful for the Hurricanes. And, I want to end the week on a positive note, as always, and, look at things, with the Hurricanes that we have to be grateful for with them. And we will do that right after this quick break. Now, folks, Game 6 is tomorrow, and say you are a betting person and want to bet on the game, BetOnline is here to help you out with that. BetOnline.net is, of course, the number one source for all of your betting needs and sports info. Find the latest odds, news, sports developments, including this year's basketball playoffs, hockey playoffs, Major League Baseball scores, fights, and even next season's NFL futures. BetOnline is your continued source for all of your sports wagering information, live betting to playoffs, esports, and more. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends and action. BetOnline, where the game starts. Now, I did mention this the other day, following that game for a loss. Yeah, it was an ugly loss, and I was very critical of it. But a positive that I did have, aside from Antti Raanta, was Sebastian Aho. He is the new all-time franchise leader in playoff points. He took that from Eric Staal, and I think that's really big. And he's actually second on goals right now. Eric, I believe, is 19. Sebastian has 18, and actually with Tavo's last night, he's crept up there into that leaderboard. He has 16 playoff goals. So we look at that in the team we have right now. Sebastian, he has, a long career ahead of him. He's going to continue to extend this lead. Heck, in Game 6 tomorrow, he could tie Eric Staal for, that all-time leader in playoff goals. Heck, he could overtake him tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see there. And depending on how the rest of the postseason goes, Tavo could get up there as well. He could tie. He could overtake Eric as well. There's a lot going well for the Hurricanes right now. Jacob Slavin already took the lead for playoff points by a defenseman. And we still have, all these guys are still really, really young. And with long careers ahead of them, and they're going to continue to build these legacies and cement themselves. I mean, they already have cemented themselves in Hurricanes history, but they're going to continue to rise in the ranks of all-timers. And, I think, Jacob Slavin, well on his way to being the greatest defenseman in franchise history. Sebastian Aho could be well on his way to be the greatest forward, maybe even the greatest player in franchise history. Overtake Rod Brind'amour there, overtake his head coach. He's just on so much of tear, and he's so young. And then you got other guys, Andrei Svechnikov, listening to him earlier, I feel like, he's a guy that he's going to continue to climb those leaderboards. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, he's a guy that's locked up for a long time. Yeah, he's came in, and he's really came along. Does he get up there, with Sebastian Aho in terms of like point totals and whatnot? Probably not, but he's came such a long way from where he was when he left Montreal to where he is now. And he's in such a good spot to succeed. He's another guy. Sign an 8-year deal. He's another guy, he could really carve out a legacy for himself. And of course, you got Jordan Staal. Of course, you got him. Seth Jarvis, another guy that 20 years old and really not overachieving, but he's just come out of the gate and taken everyone by surprise, and it hasn't just been he had a nice little stretch here. No, it's been all season long. He started off great, had a little bit of hit a bit of a wall in the middle of the regular season. Then he went on a tear, at the end of the season. Heck, going into that Boston series, he had an 8-game point streak from the end of the regular season into the playoffs. And he's been an absolute beast. And, he was just that good, where we couldn't send him back down to juniors. And you look at the roster that we have, the guys that I've already named. There's so much, working in favor for the Hurricanes compared to 10 years ago, and just where we were then. It's really, really nice, to be able to look at this team, where we've been in the past. Like, hey, we got some really good guys here. We did. And it's, not a case of, we got to send this guy to the All-Star game, because we got to send someone. No. Sebastian Aho, Frederick Anderson, absolutely killed it this season. And you had other guys that could have cases to go to the All-Star game as well. So this team has a lot of talent right now. And compared to where they've been in the past, it's something to really be grateful for. And I think that a lot of fans realize that, especially fans that have been around for a long time. I remember, I forget who tweeted out, but saying that that game 4 was a tough watch for Hurricanes fans. And someone quote tweeted and was like, if you're a fan from 2010 to 2019, that drought, that period, that decade of mediocrity, and that was nothing. We saw a lot of bad hockey. And I think it's right. There's just one bad game. And given we've had 5 bad games this postseason, but we've seen worse. And this team has the talent to get it done. They have the talent to close out tomorrow in MSG. They've been able to get that Boston Bruins monkey off their back. They got the winning at MSG in the regular season monkey off their back. Now it's time to get that playoff one off their back. And I think they can do it. I think these guys realize, hey, we need to get this first regular season win, or first postseason road win, excuse me. I think they realize that, and I like to think that, they can get it done tomorrow, but at the end of the day, we'll just have to wait and see. And in the meantime, thank you for making Locked On Hurricanes your first listen this Friday afternoon. And go follow Locked On Hurricanes on Twitter and Instagram at LO_Hurricanes. Myself on Twitter at Jared Ellis _96. Subscribe on YouTube, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode.